This is Top 6 Sunday, where I give you 6 fragrances within a certain subject matter, and hopefully you like them. As usual, I try to have a mix of niche and designer fragrances, so there's something for everyone here, but only for the gentlemen out there. Only for the more sophisticated dudes. Not necessarily old men, but these fragrances aren't for little boys, little tweens, playing Fortnite and PUBG, okay? These are for all my Diablo 2 Pokemon Blue fans. So I want to give a quick honorable mention to a fragrance that I just received by a fellow reviewer, and I haven't spent enough time with it to really warrant it a spot on this list, but I can say I've been enjoying it quite a bit. It is Gravitas pour Homme by Naughton and Wilson. Mr. Smelly himself put together an aromatic fougere fragrance. And this is a great one because it's not what I expected. I know Mr. Smelly's taste. He has very sophisticated taste, which I do enjoy as well. I love those fougères and the chypres and all that. But this one is a lot more wearable than I thought. I could easily see a guy in their early 20s wearing this. I can see a high schooler who maybe has sophisticated taste wearing this too. And in addition to the lavender thing going on, it also has vanilla and cardamom. Cardamom we all know from La Nuit de l'Homme, a little bit of that in there. And even though it's not listed, it has a sort of ginger feel to it. So I almost feel it has the essence of the original L'Homme by YSL, just a little bit. It wears in the same kind of way. But what's nice about this is it's not just a freshie. It's a kind of an all-year signature scent fragrance. I do need to wear it more. Don't know if the projection is monstrous. It lasts a long time on my skin. I just need to further test out its performance, okay? Just give me some time with it, man. Now, I may not be dressed like a gentleman right now, but I am wearing a very gentle feeling t-shirt. Into the AM reached out to collab for this video. I mean, in all honesty, I just wanted to look as fresh as Justin Copeland. And I think mission accomplished. Check. I recently just did a purge in my closet and got rid of all my old ratty Royal Training t-shirts. This is one of their newest colors too. It's called Mint with a little black logo too. So if you guys are interested in getting some new t-shirts, I'll leave a link down below. There's gonna be a coupon code for 25% off. So that's my gift and their gift to the Royal fam watching. Number 6 on this list is a more mature fragrance, but I love it. It is L'Instant de Guerlain pour Homme by Guerlain. Now, lucky me, I got the vintage-esque black-rimmed version of this fragrance, which allegedly is one of the best, most concentrated, most potent versions. But if you haven't smelled this fragrance, it's really, really cool because it combines a cacao note, so a dusty dark chocolate accord, and patchouli, a little bit of lavender, a bit of woods, and even some citrus qualities in here as well. I do have the Eau de Parfum, Eau Extreme version, and it's definitely a little more cold weather friendly, which is perfect for this time of year, but it does have that citrus kick too. So if the temperature gets a little bit warmer, let's say it's a mid-fall type of thing, you just got to go less sprays, but you can totally wear it in those conditions, which is good. It is a very powerful fragrance. It's very strong. So if you're going to be wearing this indoors as soon as you put it on, or even like 1 or 2 hours afterwards, just be aware you will be noticed, okay? That's not always a good thing. Sometimes you want to fly under the radar a little bit, and this one won't let you do that. Sorry. If you look at the notes on Fragrantica, there's a ton of them, and that kind of goes to show how difficult this one is to discern for some people. It kind of seems like it would just be a straight up gourmand because of all that beautiful chocolatiness, but it's everything else combined with it that sort of puts it in its own weird category that I love. Sweet, chocolatey, musky, manly fragrance. Not necessarily for the young guys at all. If you're used to freshies, jeez, good luck. But if you got some hair on your chest, give it a try. Number 5 on the list is Sacred Wood by Kilian. The best sandalwood fragrance. Cleaning off the black. I need some self-respect with these videos. This one's hard to find, okay, I get it, but in my collection, guys, this is one of my most gentlemanly fragrances that I absolutely adore. Straight up sandalwood with a milky accord, and that milkiness just sort of doubles down on the smooth aspect of sandalwood. It's not dry and dusty. It has that smoothness without getting into pickle territory like a certain Le Labo sandalwood fragrance, which is a good one too, don't get me wrong, but I like this one a lot better. So if you can find this discounted and you like sandalwood, please, please, please do this one. My second favorite sandalwood fragrance is Egoist, but that one is a little bit more about cinnamon rather than sandalwood. So if you just want really clean, easy to understand, beautiful sandalwood, boom, by Kilian. Guys, very good indeed. Number 4 on my list is Tom Ford Oud Wood. This is one of the most interesting uses of oud in an easy to digest fragrance. I don't encourage you to eat this or consume it. I'm just saying it's wearable. And that's why you'll find it in many Sephoras out there, because a lot of people will gravitate towards this fragrance. To a fragrance collector, a fragrance connoisseur, it smells amazing. It will get compliments from people that appreciate fragrances. But for a lot of people, it just smells a bit different compared to your mainstream designer fragrances out there. And that's why I think it's a great fit for a gentleman, because a gentleman doesn't necessarily need to be complimented. They'll be doing the complimenting to a fair lady walking across the street. With her consent, of course. For an oud fragrance, it doesn't smell medicinal or animalic, really. It just has its own kind of unique sparkling quality that is difficult to describe. But even though it's kind of a cold weather fragrance, this is one that I've seen pulled off in warmer weather too. Just be mindful of your sprays and also make sure it sort of settles on your skin before you go into climate controlled environments. We love to say that in the fragrance community, don't we? Yes! Also, if you can only find the black label version of Oud Wood, it's okay. I mean, this one isn't that much better just because I have the vintage. It's just a hashtag flex that's kind of meaningless. Just enjoy what you can get, okay? Number 3 on this list is a newer fragrance, Acqua di Parma's Cologne Futura. Oh man, it wasn't centered. That would have been perfect. First of all, the Cologne line is like one of your quintessential gentlemanly classic men's fragrances. And Futura, I think that's how you pronounce it. Italians, if you can correct me, thank you. Its undertones are given away in its label color. Green, okay? What's green? Pine needles, yeah. This pillow, yep, sure is. Marijuana, vetiver, kind of. Vetiver is a root type of smell, but it is sort of in the green, earthy category of smells. It also has a very masculine energy to it. And that is what is added in prominence in this fragrance. While the other Cologne flankers tend to be little side grades where they're just a little bit different, maybe a little more citrus, a little less lavender. This one is the original for sure, but that vetiver grounds it, makes it a little more substantial, a bit more prestigious, more businesslike, a little more gentlemanly. And that's why it's number 3 on this list. Number 2 is a designer fragrance. Thank God. Fairly affordable, has a few flankers as well. So there's kind of like, you sort of pick your poison. If you want a little stronger, if you want a little more fresh, if you want vetiver enhanced. Some of you may know what I'm talking about. This is by Hermès and it's called Terre d'Hermès. I have the Eau de Toilette version, which is I think the most well-rounded one. It's the original. And what I love about it is its boldness. It's like, you know what? You're gonna smell like an orange that's been sitting out a little bit too long. But you know what? That's cool, because it's gonna smell good anyway. Similarly to the previous fragrance that I talked about, you have vetiver in here as well with that orange quality. This musky, unapologetic orange that really might put people off when it's described like that, but you just have to smell it for yourself. Once it's on your skin, once it sort of mingles and mixes with your oils, secreting from your pores, you'll smell amazing. In fact, probably the most compliment-getting fragrance on this list. Not that you need compliments, gentlemen. I know you're confident men. You don't need that affirmation, but you'll get it whether you like it or not when you wear this. Like I mentioned before, there are flankers you can get. So there's the Pure Parfum, which is a little bit deeper, not necessarily as citric dominant. And then you have Eau Très Fraîche, which is way more citrus, and it's a little more wearable for the average person. But the citruses in it are really tart, so you just have to be aware of It is quite sour in a good way, but overall this one is the most gentlemanly. It's the most well-rounded. You can wear it in the cold and the warmth, and it's designer, so it's not insanely pricey. You can hopefully find it discounted, which I encourage. And finally, my number one most gentlemanly fragrance. It's sensitive, it's classy, sophisticated. It is Creed. It's a Creed fragrance. Big spoiler. So I talked about green things before, including pine. This one has pine. This one has eucalyptus. It even has a bit of rose. It is a refined gem of a fragrance that doesn't get talked about as much as I think it should. And that's because it's not for everybody. It's just for the classy gentleman watching. My number one most gentlemanly fragrance on this list is Creed's Royal Mayfair. What we have here is a fruity, floral, gourmand fragrance, which isn't all that gourmand to me. It just has kind of an aromatic green quality and rose. Those are sort of your main two players here. And the way they work together just epitomizes a gentleman, a classy man that can wear something a little more sophisticated, a little more polished, but feel comfortable in themselves. This is one of those Creed fragrances that are marketed for men, but they're really fairly unisex. So you have to be open to that. But when pulled off with like a really nice fitted light gray suit, kind of matching the old label on here, you can't go wrong. Let me know down below if you have any other recommendations for my next gentleman list, maybe next year. I would like to know because I want to smell like a class. That's the end of the video. Bye! Spirit fingers. Or salad fingers. You guys remember salad fingers?